In the bustling streets of Persia, a young street urchin named Dastan caught the attention of King Shahriman. The king, impressed by Dastan's bravery, decided to adopt him as his own son. 15 years passed, and Dastan grew into a strong and capable young man alongside the king's biological sons, Tis and Garsiv. However, tensions rose when Nizam, the king's brother, presented evidence to the princes that the holy city of Alamut was secretly forging weapons for Persia's enemies. Tis, fueled by a desire for glory, directed the Persian army to capture Alamut. Dastan, eager to prove himself, joined the battle. As the Persian army stormed the city, Dastan faced off against a royal guard. With quick thinking and cunning, he defeated the guard and obtained a sacred dagger from him. The dagger, said to hold mystical powers, was a symbol of great honor and authority. Dastan's victory marked the beginning of his rise to prominence, but little did he know that his actions would set off a chain of events that would change the fate of Persia forever. The Persian army, led by Tis, conquered the holy city of Alamut, but Princess Tamina, the city's ruler, denied any involvement in forging weapons for Persia's enemies. Tis, seeking to unite the two nations, proposed marriage to Tamina, but she hesitated. However, when she saw the sacred dagger in Dastan's possession, she accepted Tis's proposal. The dagger, a symbol of great power and authority, seemed to hold significance for Tamina. The wedding celebration was marred by tragedy when Tis had Dastan present their father, King Shahriman, with an embroidered robe. Unbeknownst to everyone, the robe was poisoned, and it fatally burned the king. Garsiv, the king's son, accused Dastan of the king's murder, and Dastan was forced to flee with Tamina. Tis, now appointed king, set a bounty on Dastan's head, branding him a traitor. Dastan and Tamina's journey became a desperate fight for survival as they navigated the treacherous landscape of Persia, pursued by those seeking to capture them. The fate of the kingdom hung in the balance, and Dastan's name became synonymous with betrayal and deceit. While hiding from the authorities, Tamina attempted to kill Dastan and steal the sacred dagger. However, during the struggle, Dastan discovered the dagger's extraordinary ability to enable the wielder to travel back in time. This revelation changed everything, and Dastan realized that Tis's invasion of Alamut was likely motivated by a desire to obtain the dagger. Determined to confront his brother, Dastan set out on a perilous journey. However, he and Tamina were captured by merchant bandits led by Shikama, who sought to claim the reward money. The two managed to escape, but their journey was far from over. In Avarit, Dastan attempted to convince Nizam, his uncle, of his innocence in the king's murder. However, when he saw burns on Nizam's hands, Dastan's suspicions were confirmed. He realized that Nizam had orchestrated the king's murder, using the poisoned robe to kill him. Dastan was forced to escape once again, as Nizam's treachery was revealed. The old man sent a group of covert warriors, the Hassansins, to hunt down Dastan and retrieve the dagger. The stakes were higher than ever, and Dastan's survival depended on his ability to outwit his enemies and protect the powerful artifact. The chase was on, and Dastan's fate hung in the balance. Tamina revealed to Dastan the ancient legend of the Sands of Time. According to the myth, the gods had unleashed a great sandstorm to destroy humanity, but a young girl's selfless offer to sacrifice herself moved them to mercy. The gods trapped the sands of time in a large sandglass, and Tamina became the latest guardian of the sacred dagger, which could pierce the sandglass and potentially destroy the world. Nizam's true intentions were revealed. He planned to use the dagger to travel back in time to his childhood and prevent himself from saving Shahriman from a lion attack. This would allow him to become the king of Persia in Shahriman's place. Dastan and Tamina's journey was fraught with danger, and they were captured once again by Amah. However, Dastan's bravery in saving Amar's men from a Hassansin attack using the dagger convinced Amah to escort them to a sanctuary near the Hindu Kush there. Tamina planned to seal the dagger within the stone it first came from, ensuring its power would be contained. But their safety was short-lived, as Garsiv appeared and Dastan convinced him of his innocence. Tragedy struck when the Hassansins ambushed them, killing Garsiv and stealing the dagger. The stakes were higher than ever, and Dastin's quest to prevent the destruction of the world had just become even more daunting. The fate of Persia hung in the balance, and Dastin's determination would be put to the ultimate test. Dastin's group devised a plan to steal back the dagger and to warn Tis of Nizam's treachery. They infiltrated Alamut, and Sesso, Amar's right-hand man, sacrificed himself to retrieve the dagger for Dastin. With the dagger in hand, Dastin demonstrated its powers to Tis, convincing him of the truth. However, their moment of triumph was short-lived, as Nizam interrupted them, killing Tis and reclaiming the dagger. Tamina saved Dastin from being killed, and the two fled to the secret tunnels beneath the city, which led to the Sandglass. They finally reached Nizam, who stabbed Dastin and threw them off a cliff. In a heart-wrenching moment, Tamina sacrificed herself, releasing Dastin's hand and falling to her death. This allowed Dastin to fight Nizam, determined to prevent him from using the dagger to alter the course of history. The fate of Persia hung in the balance, and Dastin's bravery would be put to the ultimate test as he faced off against his treacherous uncle. The outcome was far from certain, but one thing was clear: only one man would emerge victorious. Nizam, determined to alter the course of history, thrust the dagger into the column of sandglass beneath the temple. However, Dastin grabbed hold of the hilt, and together they unleashed the sands of time. As the sand flowed, time rewound to the moment Dastin found the dagger. With this second chance, Dastin exposed Nizam's treachery to Tis and Garsev. Nizam attempted to kill Dastin, but he was no match for the young warrior. Defeated, Nizam rose again, only to be subdued and killed by Tis. With Nizam's treachery revealed, Tis apologized to Tamina for the siege and proposed strengthening the bond between their nations through a marital alliance. He suggested that Tamina marry Dastin, and as a symbol of their engagement, Dastin returned the dagger to her. As they looked to the future, Dastin expressed his eagerness to build a life together with Tamina. The princes too seemed to have found a sense of hope and belonging with Dastin. With Nizam's evil plans foiled, the fate of Persia was rewritten, and a brighter future dawned on the kingdom. The 2010 action fantasy film Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time is an adaptation of the popular video game series created by Jordan Mechner. Directed by Mike Newell and written by Boaz Yakin, Doug Miro, and Carlo Bernard, the film brings to life the thrilling adventures of Prince Dastin and his companions. The movie boasts an impressive cast, including Jake Gyllenhaal, Ben Kingsley, Gemma Arterton, and Alfred Molina. The film's narrative is primarily based on the 2003 video game of the same name, published by Ubisoft. However, elements from its sequels, Prince of Persia, Warrior Within, and Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones, are also skillfully incorporated, adding depth and complexity to the story. The film's plot follows Prince Dastin, a street urchin adopted by the King of Persia, as he navigates the complexities of royal life and uncovers a treacherous plot to destroy the kingdom. With its blend of action, fantasy, and romance, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time is a thrilling ride that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. The film's stunning visuals, impressive stunts, and captivating performances make it a must-see for fans of the video game series and newcomers alike. The movie's themes of loyalty, honor, and the consequences of one's actions are timeless and thought-provoking, adding an extra layer of depth to the film's exciting narrative. The film's cast delivers strong performances, bringing the characters to life in a way that is both authentic and engaging. Jake Gyllenhaal shines as Prince Dastin, conveying the character's vulnerability, determination, and bravery. Ben Kingsley brings gravity and nuance to the role of Nizam, while Gemma Arterton is captivating as Princess Tamina. Alfred Molina provides a memorable performance as Shikama, adding a touch of humor and warmth to the film. Overall, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time is an entertaining and action-packed film that is sure to delight fans of the video game series and action fantasy movies. With its engaging narrative, impressive visuals, and strong performances, it is a must-see for anyone looking for a thrilling adventure.